Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 17 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Robin, and today is the 29th birthday of her son Devin in heaven, so we are honoring you today. And I also want to thank Robin so much for sharing our videos with others. That is so awesome, and I love reading your comments. You literally make me laugh out loud, and it's great. So thank you again. Alright, so let's jump right into the house. The Audrey situation. It's kind of a big deal. The house guests have been having some mixed emotions about it. I feel like at first they were just like, why is she doing this? Like, what's the deal? Blah. And then I feel like they felt bad for her because they were concerned that it was some sort of medical issue. And now it seems like it's kind of flipping around again. It sounds like the house guests don't really know exactly what's going on, but they were talking about how the diary room was kind of like hinting at them that it's not really a serious situation. It's not really a medical thing, but it's kind of weird that she's allowed to eat real food. She's sleeping in the have-not room with the lights on during the day. She's sleeping on the floor. So I don't know if she's actually like taking a penalty vote or what, or if they're just like, you know what, do whatever you want. It's very unclear what's going on right now, and I'm a little annoyed that the show did not do a very good job of really explaining what was happening. I mean, maybe we'll get some more tomorrow, I don't know, but we need more. We need more of an explanation than what we got so far. So Shelly and Johnny Mac were chatting about it in the backyard, and Johnny Mac was just like, yeah, Audrey can dish it out, but she can't take it. It appears to be true, right? I mean, come on. Johnny Mac is also like, this is the safest week to be on the block. Again, I'd have to agree with that. I feel like he has nothing to worry about. So, Jason and Shelly were having a chat, and Jason was telling Shelly about Austin and how he's helping the twins to keep their secret a secret, even though it's not. Jason doesn't know that Shelly is also in on the secret. So he tells her the story about how Meg walked in when Austin was explaining his date with Liz to the other twin in the HOH room, and he didn't even try to hide it when Meg walked in, and Shelly was just like, what? What's going on? Oh my god. So then Shelly and Vanessa were talking about how next week is going to be freaking crazy when Audrey is gone. Audrey's their meat shield. They were going to keep her around for a while, and then this happened, so now they're going to have to start actually playing the game and like going against each other. They can't hide behind Audrey anymore. So then Shelly is telling Vanessa about the whole Meg, Austin, Julia situation when Meg walked in on them talking, and they were like laughing about it and they think it's hilarious, but at the same time they're a little pissed because it was kind of a dumb move on Austin's part. They also don't think the twins are very good game players, so they're a little bit nervous moving forward with them because they don't want those three to be their downfall. Honestly, I feel like this alliance is going to be over soon because these people are going to start going after each other. But anyway, Shelly and Clay were talking game up in the HOH room, and they're realizing we're going to have to pick a side next week. Again, Audrey the Meat Shield is going to be gone. The problem is they have deals with pretty much everyone in the house. So like no matter what they do, they're going to be lying to someone. They're going to be breaking deals and upsetting people. So good luck with that. I don't know. I could definitely see Clay throwing this next HOH competition so he doesn't have to make decisions, but we'll see. So Shelly then brings up how like there is no way that she should be nominated this week because she did what the house wanted by putting Audrey up. She didn't want to do that, so it will be really messed up if she gets nominated. Shelly, and this is Big Brother. Speaking of Big Brothers, this is really weird. Shelly was telling Clay about her older brother and how he looks like Clay, which is just like kind of creepy, like, ugh. And then Clay is like, well, don't bring your brother around me because I might choose him over you. Ah! Mama Shelly better watch out. Alright, so then Vanessa joins them up in the HOH, and she's telling them next week we need to start going after the 4 floaters, which means Becky, Steve, Jackie, and Johnny Mac. Couple things here. Do we really think that Vanessa is going to go after Steve? No. I don't anyway. I don't know about you guys. Also, you're really gonna put Johnny Mac through that after everything he's done for you for the past month? Come on now. That would be insane. But they were just saying, like, why should these floaters just get to sit around while we're working our butts off? Maybe you should start throwing some competitions, see who's the worst at throwing and wins. Alright, so then Shelly and Vanessa found themselves alone in the HOH room. They were talking about real life outside of the house, and Shelly reveals she's getting a little bit nervous about the age difference between herself and Clay. I mean, she's 10 years older, and she's like, you know, all these girls are gonna be throwing themselves at him when we get out of the house. Like, why wouldn't he just go and like date as many people as possible? And Vanessa was trying to tell her, like, look, my girlfriend is like 8 or 9 years younger than me, and it works great, so like it really depends on the person, just like relax. So then they were talking about careers, and Shelly was just, Shelly wants to have an acting career. So I guess that's what that musical was all about. And then Shelly brings out one of my favorite lines of the season so far. It has nothing to do with the game, but I just love it. She says, Atlanta is the new LA. Alright, so let's have some backyard chatter. Shelly, Clay, Jason, Meg, James, Becky, and Jackie were all chatting out there. And they were talking about how Austin and the twins are going to be a very dangerous trio when they're all in the game together. Yeah, where have you been? Like, that's a huge concern. So then Clay and Shelly were just sitting back while the rest of the group was talking about potentially targeting Austin next. They want to take him out. They think he's like the brains of the operation. He's the head of the snake. So get rid of him, keep the two twins around, why not? So that's great and all, except like, why would you say that in front of Clay and Shelly? I mean, Clay and Shelly were denying that they were working with Austin and Liz and all them, but at the same time, like, those rumors are out there. There's a good chance that it could be true, so like, why would you do that? But the real question is going to be, will they warn Austin that he's in trouble, or are they just going to like let him take the fall? It should be pretty interesting. So let's talk about Audrey. She's still not really talking to people. She was pacing around in the have-not room for a little while last night, breathing like very heavily and like sighing. She ate an apple. Other than that, like, she was just sleeping a lot, and people were trying to be nice and helpful, bringing her food, asking her if she needs anything, and like, she would give one of 3 responses. She would either say, no thank you, she would ignore them, or she would just like grunt, like, it's just not a good situation. Okay, so there was a booze delivery last night. 2 bottles of wine, 6 beers. Pretty light, but then again, there are 4 have-nots, so that number is cut down. But I mean, even with the booze, it was just an uneventful night. There was not much going on. At one point, it was like the 2 camera options were either Shelly and Clay talking about their relationship after Big Brother, or Austin being really weird and creepy with Liz in the hammock. So there you go. So this morning, pick your poison. This morning, some strategy talk going on. Clay and Shelly are considering forming another alliance. This time, they're thinking maybe a Final 4 deal with Meg and Jason. But they're still not sure if this is gonna work. They want to feel it out a little bit first, see if like there's a chance that it'll actually work. Clay is a little bit nervous that Meg would just go straight to James and tell him what's going on. Could happen, you know, they are very tight. And then they were talking about how they're in a great position right now in the game. They feel really good about it because they have Austin, the twins, and Steve being huge targets just sitting in front of them. And as much as I'm not a fan of Clay and Shelly, I totally have to agree, like, they are in a great spot right now. I feel like, you know, they do have those huge targets in front of them, and people don't really talk about splitting them up that much. I mean, there is a little bit of chatter here and there about how they need to be split up, but I don't see people making moves. I feel like they have bigger fish to fry in their minds anyway. I mean, I feel like if I was in there, I'd be like, split up the couple, split up the twins. So they're just in a good spot right now. But oh boy, Jason is also a hot commodity right now. Austin has also come up with this plan to try and pull him in with the twins, so he's waiting until Liz and Julia switch out again because he's got to spend all of his precious time with Liz that he can. So once Julia comes in the house, he's planning on telling Jason about the twin twist to try and gain his trust. You really think that's gonna work? I mean, Jason's pretty much confirmed it. He's known for a long time, so I don't know. But anyway, if that doesn't pull him in, Austin has another idea to try and protect himself and the twins. He wants to throw out a hanky vote for Audrey tomorrow and then blame it on Steve, act like Steve is America's player, and this will really, I mean, it could be a big deal after what's been happening the past few weeks with the votes, but he's thinking this could, you know, be a little bit of insurance for him. We'll see. So tomorrow night is eviction night. It's Audrey versus Johnny Mac. I think we all know who's going home. It's Audrey. But the question is, will Audrey make a last stand? Will she talk to these people? I think she's going to talk to them, but I don't know if she's going to campaign at all. It should be interesting. I will have all that for you guys tomorrow, and let me know what you think. So until then, much love. Edit.